Welcome to the 2024 webinar series for administrators. And today's presentation is on reports specifically related to employees. I am Teresa Flint, and my colleague Lori Gates is here, and we are the school district substitute coordinators for the substitute call-in service. Today's webinar, again, is for administrator users, both at the building level as well as district-wide. Today's topics is on reports. For these reports, we're going to be able to view them in the Reports tab, as well as in the Administrator tabs. We're going to take a look at the registered and non-registered employees, check their addresses and emails, and also take a look at their locations, classifications, and work hours. All of these reports can be scheduled to run automatically and delivered to your email. And we've linked the 2023 Administrator User Training Guide, and you can refer to pages 81 to 86 for how to schedule those reports. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the registered and non-registered report. Again, these reports also can be run in the Administrator tab, which we'll go over in a moment. In reports, we're going to choose Report List. We're going to go down to Employee Detail. Now, you can bookmark these reports for future use by clicking on the little flag. Any bookmarked reports will appear on the administrator's home screen. Down near the bottom, My Bookmark Reports. And I can go ahead and click right into it as a shortcut. So we're going to go ahead and pull the criteria we need to look at registered and non-registered employees. If they are registered, they have the ability to call in. If they have not registered, they won't be able to report their absence in our subservice system until they do. So for status, we're going to select active, and registered, I want to see those that have not, so I'm going to select no. You can filter your report even more by classification and location. I'm going to leave it blank for now. And I do want it to pull in the PDF format. However, you do have a few different formats to select from here. For display fields, I want to make sure I include their name and their access ID. The employees need their access ID in order to register. I've gone ahead and retitled my report so it says non-registered employee list. You can title it anything you want, and it will also save the report as this title in your My Saved Reports tab here for future reference if you'd like. To have it view there, you would click Save Report. You could also save and view the report now, or you can save it and schedule the report to run automatically and deliver to your or a designated email at a set schedule. To schedule your report, refer to the 2023 Administrator User Training Guide. We're going to view the report for today. My report does pull in a PDF format, and as you can see, I have one employee that has not registered, and it gives me their access ID. I would want to make sure that I share this with that employee so that they can get registered and have the ability to call in sick when needed. We're going to use the same custom report detail to look at the employee's email and mailing address. I, again, want the status to active. I'm going to switch mine from registered to all, so I have a little bit more data to look at. I'm going to scroll down. Again, you can change any of these additional criteria fields as needed. I still do want their name. I still want their access ID. Now I want to include their email address as well as their mailing address. You can go ahead and title your report anything that you would like. I'm just going to title my employee list. Again, you can save this report and it will appear in the My Saved Reports section for quick access in the future. That report would be on demand. You can also save it and currently view it, or save it and schedule it for future use in emailing. We're just going to view the report for today. So here's my report in PDF format. As you can tell already, my first employee, number 1, does not have a mailing address. So I would want to touch base with that person to get their mailing address in our subservice system. My second employee does not have an email address. Again, I'd want to locate that email address and send it over to have it put into the database. We're going to take a look at the work schedule and locations and classifications and hours. We're going to make sure the status is on active. I do want to look at all of my staff. You can go by building, by classification. If you'd like to, I'm going to leave it blank for now. I'm going to have it sort by the name. I'm going to have it the format in PDF, but you can select from any of the phone. For display fields, I want to make sure I'm including their name. I like their access ID. For their work locations, classifications, and hours, you'd want to click Schedule. You can again title your report anything you'd like, saving it for future use in the My Save Reports tab for quick reference. You can save it there and also view it currently, or save it and schedule it for future report runs and emailing. But we're just going to view it for today. So this report pulls in a PDF format, and you will see here the name, their access ID as selected, their location. If they have more than one, you'll see it listed here with the ranking of the location order. So number 1 would be the primary, number 2 would be the secondary. Any classification, so this person happens to be a no sub required, but employee number 2 does have a classification in there of the type of sub needed. If the person's set to the default location work hours, you'll see a yes. If they are not, you will see a custom time next to it, as well as the given days of the week for their work schedule. As you can see down here, employee number 3 only has one work location, one classification. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they're set to the building's default time, which is 8 to 3. However, on Fridays, they have a different work schedule from 9 to noon. This is the defaulted fields that appear when the employee reports their absence. So it's important that we keep these as accurate as possible. All of these reports can also be viewed in the Administrator tab under Employee. We want to select Status Active, Registered. We can select No. And all these fields defaulted, including the Sort and Search. As you can see, I have only one employee that has not registered. We can export this to Excel. When you export to Excel, you do not have the option to select the fields, but the fields that do display is the name, access ID, their status, if they're active or inactive. We only pulled active for this report, so that is all that will appear. Their primary location, so if they have multiples, it will not show you the secondary or third location, just the primary. Same thing for classification, their email address and calendar that they're connected to. I'm going to go ahead and create a report where I can select the fields I want to appear. I've gone ahead and titled my report Non-Registered Employees. I want to make sure to include their name, their access ID on this report. I'm going to go ahead and view the report. So on my report, as you can see, I have one employee that has not registered, and I have their access ID that I need to share with them so they can get registered. The next report I'm going to show you is how to view the employee's email and mailing address. So again, we're in the Administrator tab, and I've selected Employee. And now I'm on the Employee Profile Inquiry screen where I can enter the search criteria. For status, I want to make sure I'm looking at the active employees. For registered, I'm just going to leave it on all and everything else defaulted. I'm going to go ahead and hit search. Here is all of my employees, registered or not, that are active. To get the information that we're looking for, we want to go to Create Report. In the Employee Report Detail screen, you can go ahead and title your report anything you would like. You do want to select their name and access ID to appear on the report. We also want to click Address. This not only includes their physical mailing address, but also their email. And you're going to view the report. On the report, you will see their name, their access ID, because these are the fields we selected, as well as their address, including their email. Test employee number 1, I don't have an address for, but I do have an email for, so I want to make sure I reach out to them to get their mailing address. And employee number 2 has the opposite. They have their mailing address, but we don't have an email. So we want to ensure that we have all the information in our service, especially since the email is connected to the forgot login credentials and also to job notifications. So when they report an absence, they'll get an email as well confirming it. Now we want to take a look at the report for the employee's work schedule. Again, we're in the Administrator tab in the Employee section, and are now on the Employee Profile Inquiry. We're going to make sure for the search criteria we select Status to Active, and I'm going to leave all the other fields defaulted and select Search. You can export this to Excel. It does not give you the options of what fields display. However, it does default to show the name, access ID, status, primary location, primary classification, email, in the district calendar that they're connected to. To get a more customized report, you'd want to go to Create Report. You can go ahead and title your report anything you'd like it to be. I've gone ahead and labeled my employee's work schedule. I want to make sure that I include their name, their access ID, and schedule. View Report will put this report in a PDF format, which looks something like this. The employee's name and access ID fields as selected, and their work location or locations if they have more than one. Their primary appears at the top, labeled location order number 1. Any secondary or third location would appear below, and it shows their classification as well as if they're set to the default building time, which this person is at test location 1, and their default time is 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, Monday to Friday. We do have one person that has a custom time that is not set to the building's default. Looks like they are at this location Monday through Thursday, set to the default time of 8 to 3, but on Fridays, they have a custom time from 9 to noon that they work. This concludes our administrator webinar on reports for employees. There is some final tips we want to pass along. Remember that there is the help link in your login home screen where you can browse some articles there provided by our vendor. There also is an online help that you can actually search by a specific topic to pull up some information on. We do want to remind you not to use the back arrows from your web browser, but to use the navigation buttons that are in blue in the system. Be sure to review the 2023 Administrator User Training Guide. There's a lot of helpful information in there. We also do want to remind you to refer to our OCM OC subservice webpage often. We do have a bunch of user guides, tutorial videos, and even links to each subscribing district's HR and employment web pages. And we hope you can join us for our next webinar on May 15th at 9 a.m. And this webinar will be on communications. Communications are announcements that you can post in our system. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you at our next one.